Hello, pretty.
Names is for tombstones, baby.
That is not my dog.
Welcome to this week's episode of The Good, The Bad and The Odd. We're your hosts Mark and Sam. Today we'll be telling you what we've been up to this week. We'll be discussing our favourite Marvel characters, and we'll be talking about the Avengers, or if you want to give it its very clumsy name, Marvel Avengers Assembled.
So their catchphrase is clumsy.
Well, the Marvel, as a movie title, is very clumsy, yeah.
Hulk! Smash!
Alright, anything you want to talk about this week, apart from
No,
the
I want
Avengers?
to move on to the Avengers.
I'll just have a brief note. I've finished reading all three of the Hunger Games, which I enjoyed quite a lot. It's very good drama. It's team fiction. It's not literature. It's not like George Eliot or something, but it's pretty good. Way better than something like Twilight in terms of its writing. I definitely recommend those three. They build and build. The third one's very exciting indeed. Alright then, okay, let's move on.
Hulk! Smash!
Favourite Marvel characters. Do you want to go first or shall I?
I'll go first.
Go on then.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yes. He's a classic, isn't he? He's a stayer.
Dude was a god for a brief time.
Was
held
he really?
The powers of Captain Universe.
I didn't know that.
He was able to take on the Hulk.
Is this Peter Parker's?
Yeah, this is Peter Parker.
Right.
Although technically, no matter what, is Peter Parker, because the only other Spider-Man's been Ben Reilly, as far as I know, who was a clone.
I don't know anything about that kind of thing. I do remember once being really excited when I was a kid and seeing a DC Marvel crossover of Spider-Man versus Superman. I thought that was rather cool. But actually reading it wasn't that great. But the idea was kind of awesome, especially when I was a kid. I think I was about 10 when that came out. And that was really something. Okay, Spider-Man. Good choice. I'm surprised he's your number 5. I thought it might be higher, actually. My number 5's Iron Man. I used to read Iron Man a lot. I was never that much of a Marvel fan, which is a bit bizarre doing this list, but never mind. But one of the ones I did read when I was a kid was Iron Man, and I quite enjoyed it. I don't remember any of the stuff about alcoholism, but I do remember it was kind of more like a grown-up doing superhero things than, say, Peter Parker, and in a slightly different way for Bruce Wayne. He was kind of tough, but he didn't have a real chip on his shoulder the way that sort of Batman did. And he was kind of scientific as well, and I quite like that. So and that's kind of, I'm reminded of it by the films. The Iron Man in the films is really great. Robert Downey Jr. is really great, so it reminds me of that.
In the comics, nearly every scene he's got a drink in his hand.
Now, when I was a kid, I don't remember that.
No, the more recent one, like the Ultimates and stuff like that.
Well, I'm going back to the 70s for mine, you see, so maybe I either forgotten it, or it didn't seem that important to me, or it wasn't there. I can't remember. Anyway, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Wolverine.
Wolverine, yes, good choice. He's a good character.
He's always in the thick of it.
Yeah. He's always, he does. I think he really likes fighting, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He likes aggression. He likes like something to fight against. That's his nature, I think. Cool.
Even when they put the two sort of big comic universes, DC and Marvel, together, he was joined with Batman.
Joined or fighting?
The fused. They like made this separate universe called the Amalgam Universe, and him and Batman's characters sort of went together. It was like
really?
Superman and Captain America, and he
Like
looked really cool. It's,
Would it be Captain Marvel? Oh no, Captain Marvel's DC, isn't it? I forgot. Yeah.
It was called Dark Claw.
Wow. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I'll have to have a look on Google and see if I can find any images.
Here he is. There we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see Batman and Wolverine in that picture.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah, good choice. He's an honourable mention of mine. My number 4 is a lesser known Marvel character is called Morbius. He's called the Living Vampire. He was a character that used to fight all sorts of
Oh,
superheroes.
him, yeah.
Sometimes he's one of those. Sometimes he's a villain. Sometimes he's a good guy, like Submariner.
He was at first a villain, but I think he's mostly
Yeah.
good. I think he's sort of been phased out.
Well, I mean, I like him from back in the 70s. He was one of my favourite Marvel strips. He was called the Living Vampire, and there was actually a big vampire thing with Marvel. They used to do a weekly strip for Dracula, believe it or not, and they had quite a cool Dracula. And again, he wasn't always a bad guy, and he was kind of suave looking with a moustache and a sort of almost like a 30s matinee idol kind of vibe look about him in the artwork. It was kind of interesting. Yeah, but I used to like Morbius quite a lot. It was kind of interesting. He dealt with supernatural things.
Yeah, this is him now.
Yeah, didn't look. He looked a bit like that.
I've seen the old one. He was sort of pale. That was it.
He was
really.
pale and he didn't have much of a nose, and he had vampire teeth.
Now
But
he's
essentially,
got red eyes and all sorts of
yeah,
stuff.
he had odd eyes as well. Yeah, I used to like that a lot.
Regularly tangles with Blade.
Oh yeah, but this was pre-Blade. Actually, I'm pretty sure Blade wasn't around at all when I used to read Morbius or Spider-Man. Okay, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Ghost Rider.
Nice choice. Now, I wasn't sure about Ghost Rider. I thought it was DC. I was trying to figure out if he was DC or not. But yeah, it's a good choice. I never read much to Ghost Rider. Have you read many of the comics? Are you picking it out from the films?
Sort of both, because I've read one where he's thrown down with Vengeance, who's like another Ghost Rider.
Okay. There's a whole universe of Ghost Riders on. Sorry, there's a whole
there's
slew
loads
of
of them.
I didn't realise that. Okay. Is it still Johnny?
Vengeance is like a sort of separate thing. There's the Ghost Riders, which is Ghost Rider and the Caretaker, who's the cowboy guy, and then there's the Spirit of Vengeance, which is it gives him like this lion skull, and he's huge and.
Oh, cool! That sounds rather good. Nice. I hadn't thought of Ghost Rider at all, but I hadn't read much of him. Shall I go to my number 3?
Yeah.
My number 3 is Spider-Man, which we kind of already discussed. I was never that much of a fan of Marvel. I was much preferred DC. I preferred Batman, frankly, and a few other odds and ends. But I did used to read Spider-Man quite a lot, and it was alright. I quite liked it. I preferred the sort of darkness with Batman. But the interesting thing about Spider-Man, he had quite an array of quite good villains. They weren't great villains. They weren't like Joker, but they were pretty good. You know, there was Vulture, Reptile, Lizard.
Venom.
No, Venom was never in that universe that I read. Venom came later, I think. Rhino, Scorpion, all of those were in it. Green Goblin. So it was always one of the things about Spider-Man is they always had good villains, and I kind of like that. Anyway, okay, your number 2?
My number 2 is Iron Man. We've already talked about.
Yeah, we've done. All right, my number 2's the Hulk. Now, I don't really come from the comics because the comics, when I used to read them, they got more into the intelligent Hulk, which I never really liked. I liked the raw.
I read quite a good
anger.
series where he called Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Where he took over a planet, which he wasn't super intelligent, but they put this thing on him that sort of translated him, so he wasn't just going purely God or Hulk smash. He was actually talking and interacting with people.
See, I never liked that, but the thing is, I can understand why someone who reads the Hulk a lot would like it, because it must get a bit predictable in just like getting angry and smashing things up.
It's usually just Hulk. Banner hides, the army shows up, Hulk smash. That's a Hulk story, really.
All right. Well, the reason I like the Hulk's more from the TV and the films than the comic book, and I just like the concept of the Hulk really a lot. I haven't seen Incredible Hulk, but I think I need to see it.
Film.
After watching the Avengers, I do want to watch it because I thought we'll come on to it.
Abomination's such a good enemy in it.
Right, I need to watch. I kind of like the Ang Lee one. I know a lot of people don't. But
It's
I thought it was okay. I liked it.
It had a better.
It did look bad when he was running fast around the desert.
Yeah.
That looked like ridiculous. But the
villain in it was quite good. that sort of fights.
I do like Hulk. Anyway, you're number one.
Man of War is Hulk, so...
Do you want to talk about Hulk a bit more?
Yeah, dude,
Or did we
dude
cover
took
it?
over a planet on his own,
Yeah.
practically. He beat this Red King guy who took it over who also took it over with the help of these like infectious bug things that cause people to turn into zombies.
Nice.
Hulk got infected with them, sort of tensed his muscles and killed the bugs.
Nice, yeah, that sounds like the sort of thing Hulk does. He's very fun.
They like got under his skin, so he just like tensed, and it was just like no more zombie bugs.
Nice.
And it turned out it was thought that they were like an invasion force, and then it turned out the Red King was doing it, and then they sort of overthrew him and made Hulk ruler. Then he got a wife, and it got really confusing after that, because then he travelled back to Earth,
Yeah.
and the ship he was on got shot down by Earth's defense force, and
Right.
then he started a campaign against all of Earth.
Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk.
Did he?
This is still the same person. It was a series called World War Hulk, and
Right.
he basically
Was Banner in this much at all? Was it
no,
always
because
Hulk?
he was stuck as Hulk.
He was stuck as Hulk. Okay.
Yeah, the point of getting him onto the planet was to get him away from Earth, and it was
I see.
the Illuminati, which was like Professor X, Reed Richards,
Right.
Tony Stark. It was all the geniuses. Of
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll do my number one. I'm getting very predictable now, but my number one is the Punisher. Still my favourite Marvel character. I think I like the Punisher because for the same reasons I like Batman. He hasn't actually got any superpowers, but he still does stuff. In many ways, Punisher's kind of a blue collar version of either Tony Stark or probably more like Batman. In that he's driven entirely by vengeance. He's probably mad, but you know, he's kind of like Batman. He's a vigilante operating outside the law. The only thing is, he hasn't got Batman's code of "I don't kill people if I can help it." Punisher definitely hasn't got that code. He's very happy to kill as many people as possible if he thinks. He'll be happy to kill any gangsters who he thinks it might save an innocent's life. You know, just by killing them, it'll stop that possibility happening. I just like the Punisher. What can I say? Have you got any honourable mentions?
It's really the rest of the Avengers from the movie: Captain America, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Thor. A few of the X-Men. I put up Professor X.
Right.
The rest of the extended Avengers line, really, because there's so many heroes in that.
In the Avengers?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They just sort of kept nearly every good character in Marvel had sort of association with the Avengers at some point.
Okay. Fair enough. I've got Blade, which we've touched on. I had Wolverine too. I've got another one that's much lesser known from a set of characters that you don't hear about anymore that I always thought was the Avengers, but I found out afterwards it wasn't. I always thought I was reading Avengers comics when I thought back on it, and it was a set of characters called the Inhumans. Have you heard of those?
No.
Right, well, there was a set of characters called the Inhumans, and there was one particular character who I always thought was called Medusa, who was a woman who had really, really long red hair that could grow fast quick and could wrap around people, and it was her hair was her power. I always used to like those comics too. So there's one straight out from nowhere, and I think the Inhumans must have stopped years ago, but I used to like them.
No, I think the Inhumans are still going on, because
Okay.
this is a current picture of Medusa.
Yeah, that's like her, the long red hair. Yeah. I mean, these pictures are great podcasting, aren't they?
Yeah.
We should really stick links in, but I can't be
Yeah.
able to find them out afterwards. Okay, all right.
I'm just pulling them from the Marvel Wiki. So
The what? There's a
Marvel.
Marvel wiki. Say the link name. The first bit.
marvel.wikia.com.
Wikia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. I'll tell you what. Let's move on to our main feature, which is discussing Marvel Avengers Assemble.
Hulk! Smash!
Right, Marvel Avengers Assembled. We'll try and keep it non-spoilery for the first part to talk about general things about what we liked about the film and what we didn't like about the film, and then we'll let you know when we're going to start talking spoilers. So, Sam, what did you like about the film?
The way it always had a joke moment.
Yeah. There was a really good balance between the action and the drama, and there wasn't a joke far away, and the jokes always worked really well, didn't they? I know what you mean. I also thought it was quite a good sort of balancing act between the fact they had 6 main characters, all with their up parts to play, and it could have gone really badly wrong, that, and just been them squabbling and not. It might not have worked, but it really did work, didn't
There's
it?
a lot of that, but yeah, it worked in the end.
Yeah, it worked. It worked though. I think part of that was because the villain was really good.
Yeah.
Loki was really good as the villain. Was there anything you felt didn't work as an overall thing?
They didn't really explain the villain's the end result of. I can't
His
do it without-
motivations.
No, his motivations was quite clear. It's just how he was doing it. I'm sorry if this counts as I'm not sure if this counts as a spoiler, but the plan is he'll use something to bring this army through, but it never explains what the army is or where they're from, or it's just they're sort of
You're
there.
quite right. Yeah. I'm with you there. And it was a long old film, wasn't it? It was 2 hours 20 minutes or something like that. Do you feel it was well paced?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it mostly was. There was a bit in it which we'll discuss more in the spoilers, where I thought a certain action sequence went on a bit too long, and then after it took a while to get started again. But these are minor quibbles. Overall, it was a rather excellent action film. I mean, how would you rate it in terms of action films?
Very highly.
Up the top there.
Yeah, up at the
Yeah,
top.
I think I'd agree. It's not quite the absolute tip top, which I'd say is probably like Die Hard or Aliens or something like that. But it's pretty close, and I think personally, outside of Dark Knight, this is probably my favourite superhero film. I think. How about you?
Yeah.
How do you think it rates compared to some of the other Marvel?
Oh,
efforts?
it's sort of better since it doesn't really have to. It's like Iron Man 2. It's really good, and they don't have to like take up half the movie introducing all
'Cause they're
these
all
characters.
Yeah.
Apart from Hawkeye, really, they sort of explain him a bit,
Yeah.
and that's it.
The jumping. The thing is, I've not seen the Captain America film, so I'm not quite sure if this is true or not. But I get the impression how Captain America got into modern day was cut down very drastically in this film.
Oh no!
And I don't think
everything
was that
that's-
in the.
No, everything that's happens is always linked in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
when we
there's
get to the
lots of
spoiler
nice
bits, I'll
things.
explain it.
Yeah.
But
Okay, all right. We'll wait for that. How do you think the real new boy in this was probably Mark Ruffalo?
yeah,
What do you think he was? How was he as a Banner?
he held himself right. It seemed like he was trying not to get angry at anything
All the time.
All the time.
It was like that all the time, and he did it really well, didn't he? You could really tell that
It's
he was like,
someone
calm,
would wind
I'm
him
calm.
up. It's like,
I'm calm. Yeah.
and then he try and carry on.
He was very. I haven't seen the Incredible Hulk. I've seen the Ang Lee one. How do you think how's he compared to Ed Norton and Barry Banner? Do you reckon?
Edward Norton sort of plays it the more scared of his other, rather than trying to control it.
Yeah.
But at the very end, spoiler, at the very end
Which
of it,
film are you talking about? Are you talking
The
about
Incredible Hulk.
Avengers? Oh, don't worry about spoiling that. That's been out for a while.
It shows him sort of like doing these breathing exercises, and then he opens his eyes and they're green, and he
green.
smirks, and then it cuts.
Right, cool. I really thought Mark Ruffalo was spot on here. He was as good as, say, Bill Bixby in the TV show. He just had that right
I haven't
combo
really
of...
seen the TV show.
Fair enough. He had that right combo of, like, acting ability, but not overdoing it. He was underacting, if anything, in a lot of it. But that gave you the perception of someone trying to keep things under control all the time. And I thought it was really good. How do you think it balanced all the different heroes in terms of... Do you think everyone got their fair amount of screen time?
Everyone had like their moment where it's like, that's awesome. That's just awesome. It's like everyone has that point.
Yeah.
Like, can't say any not spoiler section.
Yeah, have to be careful. Alright, we'll tell you what, we're moving to spoilers in a bit, in just a short while. How do you think the villain was for Loki?
Oh, Loki was brilliant.
Loki was really good. I'd put him as just behind the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, as all-time great comic book movie villains, actually. He was really good. He underplayed it a lot. But he had real presence. Okay, I'll tell you what. We start the spoilers here. If you haven't seen the movie, I definitely recommend you do not listen on, because we want you to enjoy this movie as much as we enjoyed it. Go watch it first and then come back and listen to the rest. Right, spoilers from now on. Right. Okay. Shall we talk about some favourite bits?
Yeah.
What do you want
I'll
to
talk about how it all ties together first.
Okay, go on.
I'll explain Captain America's thing.
Yeah.
Okay, the thing is, he stole this. I'm not sure what it's called, but like this colossal aircraft thing. Crashed it into the Arctic, trying to keep the Tesseract away from everyone.
Was this in the film?
This is in Captain America film.
The film. So at the end of it,
they sort of skimmed over it in flashbacks in Avengers.
Yeah, the thing is, what I couldn't tell we haven't discussed it. What I couldn't tell was whether that never happened in Captain America, and they were like introducing it, or whether it had happened at the end. So it happened at the end of the Captain America film, did it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And he got frozen in the ice.
Yeah.
And it mentions this, but it doesn't like bring it up much.
So the Tesseract is in.
The Tesseract is the big.
It's in the Captain America
It's
film.
the big thing that they're all after in.
So the Red Skull, whatever's after.
The Red Skull Captain
I've
America.
got to watch that film. Maybe our next podcast will be a double bill of Captain America and Incredible Hulk, because I haven't seen either of those.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. Anyway.
Yeah, it says it. The guy says in Avengers that he went to Bruce Banner says that he went to the Arctic and tried to commit suicide.
Right.
But him didn't let him.
Yes.
And it shows in the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Him trying that. Then he changes. He sees the gun in his hands, crushes it, and then punches like an ice sheet, and it just comes apart. And it's supposed to be that allowed them to find Captain America.
Right.
It doesn't.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, loads of it ties together. I think there's definite threads. I think probably starting with the first Iron Man. Doesn't the first Iron Man end with them finding Thor's hammer?
Second Iron Man ends with that.
So maybe this started in the second Iron Man.
In the very first Iron Man, you can see Captain America's shield.
Okay, well, it started there then, didn't it? It must have started there. And I think... No, I did have a lot of problems with Iron Man 2. I felt they wasted way too much time on the side plot involving S.H.I.E.L.D. to make the film, and it ruined the coherency of that particular film. There were bits of it I liked.
They built it back up in this, though.
But they lost a lot of goodwill to me, anyway, in that Iron Man 2, but this really, really paid off well. Okay, well, let's go into... did you have any we can do this spoilerific now. Do you have any problems with the film? I had a few minor ones. I felt 4 was a little underdeveloped as a character. The rest of them seemed to have their own character development. Stark did, Hulk did.
Stark never shut up.
Yeah, but he changed, didn't he? You know, he did understand the value of being a team. He developed that, and Hulk. I feel Ruffalo. You got a sense he was starting to accept himself more as the Hulk. But Thor didn't really change that much, really. Captain America, I felt, grew as well. I really like Chris Evans as Captain America. As I said, he really did come across as a man out of time, you know, not of this time, as a man from the 40s. And it worked really well.
Yeah. They really did do the Black Widow very well in this, because in Iron Man 2 she's just sort of there. Sorry, did you say did or didn't? They did.
She was really good. Yes, she had
in this she's doing the proper sort of Black Widow stuff. She's like tied to a chair, talking with being interrogated, and it's like, okay. And one of the interrogators' phones goes off, and it's like picks up because it's for her. They give it to her. It's like talks for a minute. It's like, I'll put you on hold. Just starts spinning. She's still tied to this chair and kicks all of their asses.
Yeah, she was really good. Black Widow was really good at this. I don't think she could carry a film, but as a support character, she was really, really good. And I think Scarlett.
I think Hawkeye could probably make a film.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I had a funny while I was watching the film. It occurred to me, the guy that played Hawkeye, was it
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner was like a weird edit of Daniel Craig. It just reminded me of Daniel Craig. And Scarlett Johansson, I was looking at her and I thought she looks a bit like the woman who plays in The Grinch, the one who's in love with the Grinch. Was it Martha May? Is that the woman, or is that the little girl?
No, the little girl Cindy Lou.
Oh, Martha May.
Martha May.
I thought she looked a bit like a young Martha May, because she's got kind of a funny nose and mouth, hasn't she, Scarlett Johansson? She's very pretty, but she just reminded me of her from the Who's from Whoville. It just made me laugh. The other thing that bothered me a little, and these are all minor, I have to stress, is the fact that Hulk suddenly started understanding people and could be directed. That was very out of the blue.
Oh no, that was sort of explained towards the end of Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay.
He tries to take a cure for it, and he becomes like more in control of the Hulk.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You can sort of,
I do have to see this film.
It's not like he's in direct control. It's more steer that way and let him go.
And I do like the directions. Captain America at one point being the leader, and he's directing people. He said, you got to
you up on that building, keep them up,
sort out this perimeter,
bottleneck them.
And what does he say to Hulk?
Hulk, smash.
Hulk smiles away and off he goes. There was some brilliant Hulk moments. Hulk was really terrific, and he's had some great moments. Well, let's talk about that. What was your favourite Hulk moment?
Probably the bit where he just sort of went, I'm always angry. Turns around and just punches the damn damn big snake.
Well, he turns green just as the big flying
snake thing,
space whale fish thing coming towards him. And my favourite bit was where Hulk meets Loki, and I did not expect this.
That was good.
Loki would have a huge, speech. Hulk lands in front of him and he says, "How dare you treat..."
No, it's like, you cannot bully me, you low worm. And Hulk just grabs him and starts smashing him against
all
walls.
over the place. That was so funny. The audience were in stitches at that. Yeah. And as he walks away,
great
Hulk
bits,
says,
like midway through, he just sort of stops and looks at him for a moment, and
then
he's just sort of hanging there, and then just carries on.
Actually, the CG in this film was excellent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was very little of the rubbery,
Spider-Man
poor physics stuff. Well, I always think that Daredevil was the low point of the CG rubbery.
No, Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Daredevil, it sort of looked realistic.
There was in Devil that made me cringe.
But Spider-Man 1, it was like, that's quite obviously CG.
Yeah. But I did. And he came out with a great line after he bashed the hell out of Loki. What did he say as he walked away?
Puny God.
Puny God.
Lou Ferrigno. as the
That was Lou
voice.
Ferrigno's voice. You told me that. Yeah. Did you see Stan Lee at the
Yeah.
very end as well in like a news footage?
Yeah.
It's all a hoax kind of thing. Yeah. There was many good Hulk moments though, weren't there?
Yeah.
I think Hulk was the scene stealer in this film. Do you think Hulk makes them? It seemed to me that Hulk works really excellently as like a significant secondary character.
Yeah, he does.
Well, the drama and the acting somewhere else. Hulk's just there to do stuff.
Banner as a main fills that sort of main, and then they just sort of let Hulk fight stuff.
Yeah, I have to say, when I was watching this, I think
That's how they do Incredible Hulk. It's like, okay, we need to do all this stuff. Oh, the military's here. Let's get Hulk out.
let's get Hulk. Doesn't he say at one point, "I've got a space art"? What was it? What have you got? What does he say to? Someone said something to Stark, and he says, "We got the Hulk. We got
No, he
Hulk."
says, I have an army at my disposal. We have a Hulk.
Yeah. The other bit that made me laugh was there's a bit where Stark kind of sacrifices himself, and you're not sure if he's dead or not. He's just lying there still, and Captain America and is it Thor?
Captain America and Thor are standing over him, like Captain America's
And
trying
Hulk-
to figure out a way to resuscitate him. It's like Hulk's just there, it's just like, ah!
And he wakes up. He just wakes up because Hulk roars at him and he says, "Tell me nobody kissed me." Nice. Joss Whedon's script is really spot on with this. This film really, really works well. It has to be said. And when I just want to go back to Hulk again because it was my favourite in this. I think I'd really like to see Ruffalo do a TV show with this.
Yeah.
A really high
can see
budget,
it.
good one. I think that would be really quite cool. But
They did
I
set
don't know if
up
it works,
one
will
of
it?
the old Hulk villains. It's called the Leader in
Leader.
Incredible Hulk.
Oh, right.
Because, like, Banner's blood goes everywhere, and, like, a bit gets in this guy's head.
Oh, okay.
He gets, like, a cut on his head as Banner thrashes around as he's being cured.
Yeah.
And it, like, starts to pulse and grow, and
Right.
it's really weird.
I still got. There was a couple of other minor negatives I had. I mentioned the Hulk. I thought the bit where they had to rescue the airship went on a bit too long in terms of an action scene. What do you think? Am I being a bit whiny about
Yeah,
that?
you're being a whiny.
Yeah. All right then.
That
I
was-
thought it went on a
that
little
was really
too
good.
long. It was good, but it went on a little too long, and I thought the bit behind it was a bit. Sorry, the sort of lull in the action. I just after it went on a didn't quite work for me. There was a scene with Hawkeye and Black Widow that I thought was a bit dead. I
Yeah,
could be wrong.
that bit was quite...
Yeah, and I also didn't understand why they didn't go looking for Banner or Thor. They just kind of sat around, though they knew that they were off the ship. They didn't go try looking for him. I mean, Stark just assumed Hulk would turn up on the right point instead of going and looking for him. That was a bit weird.
Admittedly, he did turn up
He
on
did
the
turn
right
up,
point.
yeah. But it would just seemed a bit weak. And I have to say again, the villain was thing that made this work really well. Was the villain was really good. Loki, is it Hiddleston who plays Loki?
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston.
He was really excellent. But I liked. It was one of the things I really liked about the Thor film was Loki again.
Yeah.
In that, I think it was good in that. It really helps to have such a good villain.
In the Thor film, I was more like, choose your side, man.
Yeah.
Make a decision. Are you with the Frost Giants? Are you with the gods? Make...
One thing that worries me is, I mean, the reason Loki works well is because he's very human. He picked his dramatic approach to the role really well. I thought it wasn't just a laugh and be a megalomaniac. He was kind of human.
He holds himself above humans, but he doesn't really give much evidence to... Aside from sort of teleporting, he doesn't really show much that he's...
Yeah, but he's obviously he's got some sort of deep psychological scarring that's motivating him. You know, the fact he was adopted.
Probably because
or
he was
whatever.
dropped into the abyss of the universe.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is the actor conveyed that really well, and that made him more rounded as a villain. It worries me. There was a teaser at the end of this film, wasn't there, of the next villain to come?
Yeah.
which I think is Thanos.
Thanos.
And I just get a bit worried about the next villain. If they make the next villain some sort of cosmic super bad guy, it's going to be kind of flat compared to Loki. And I think Loki, the fact Loki is what he is, was one of the things that makes this film so good. And it worries me a little. But having said that, if it's done by Joss Whedon again, I'll happily go see whatever he can come up with. I know that they've greenlit Captain America 2. I'm not sure. I think Iron Man 3 might be greenlit as well.
Yeah, Iron Man 3, Captain America 2 have been greenlit.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to pull the Amazing Spider-Man into the sort of Avengers verse.
Well, it's owned by different companies, so probably not.
Is it? Oh.
Unless they can cut a deal. It'd be quite cool. It'd be super cool. What do you think about one of the main characters in all this build-up died in this film as well, didn't they? He was the only one that died,
yeah.
which
Coulson.
was Coulson. Do you think that was
kind of depressing.
It was depressing. Do you think it worked? Do you think they were just doing it as a motivational device, or did it work?
It was a motivational device.
Oh, it was for sure. I did like the fact he had a big gun. He didn't know what it did, so he just shot it anyway to get Loki's. Oh, that's what it does.
That's what it does.
Yeah, it was a shame.
And then they sort of use his death as they twist they twist what happened in the movie to make the characters fight.
Yeah, and I don't think they needed that. I think Captain America and Iron Man were fully committed anyway. Personally, but yeah, I can kind of say why they did it, and it worked as a scene. It worked. It wasn't just cheap, let's do this to get this motivation. No, it was a motivational device. It worked quite well. Okay, I don't think I've got much more to say about this.
Neither do I.
It was a really terrific film. That's the main thing. We saw it in 2D, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I've heard the beginning section of the film is quite dark.
Pitch black.
Yeah, and I've heard if you see it in 3D, you can barely see anything. I heard that on Commode's podcast. He said he had trouble seeing anything for the first 15 minutes, pretty much, and he couldn't tell if the 3D was off or not. And overall, it was just an excellent balance between the 6 characters, heroes, and the bad guy, and a lot of good stuff going on. What would you give it out of 100?
Oh, high up 90s.
90 what?
Low 90s, but...
Low 92?
Yeah, I'll say that.
I'll give it 85, I think. I really like this film. It was a really terrific film. Definitely go see it.
Even.
One thing about it I wasn't sure about is it's a PG-13, and they come in all sorts of flavours. Or sorry, a 12A. I mean, I reckon this will probably be okay for 9-year-olds upwards.
Hey, we hit the IMDb again.
Oh, what have they said?
Just under. Our midpoint is about 88.
Yeah.
And theirs is 8.9.
Oh, okay. That's all over, isn't it? That's just typical. Okay, definitely go and see this while it's out. Try and see it on the biggest screen you can, I'd say.
You were just disappointed. You were disappointed because there was no Dark Knight Rises trailer.
Yeah, I was a bit. I'd heard the Dark Knight Rises trailer was tailed on the front of this, and I was kind of quite disappointed when we didn't get to see it because I was looking forward to that. However, really glad I went to see this film. We had a great time, really, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was really good, and everyone in the audience enjoyed it. Go see it if you haven't. I'm kind of tempted to go see it again, actually. I
want
really
to see
enjoyed
it again.
Maybe we should all go see it again. All right, then. Right, so it's bye from me.
Bye.